Hello, beautiful people. We have the beautiful Lauren Martini in her gorgeous car, who is with and channeling Erik, my son in the afterlife. Her information is down below. She's got many talents, and it will also be on the screen. So, guess what we're going to talk about? We're going to do some little Edison stuff. Not really, but black holes and dark matter. That's always fascinated me, and obviously, there's a lot of questions here. Well, not a lot, but there's a good deal of
Well, I
interest in
wore
this.
the right color.
Oh, you sure did. Yay. All right, let me give you a little bit of information, guys. A black hole is a region of space time where gravity is so strong that nothing, even light or other electromagnetic waves, is capable of possessing enough energy to escape it. Okay. Einstein's theory of general relativity predicts that it is sufficiently compact. Wait, sorry. Predicts that a sufficiently compact mass can deform space-time to form a black hole. A black hole has a great effect on the fate and circumstances of an object crossing it, but it has no locally detectable features according to what the hell we're talking about. General relatively. Okay. In astronomy, dark matter is a hypothetical form of matter that appears not to interact with light or the electromagnetic field.
Mm.
Dark matter is a major component of the universe, about 6 times more abundant than ordinary visible matter. We measure the effects of its mass, but it, of course, escapes telescopes. It has a particularity of emitting no radiation and interacting only by the action of gravity. So it's like playing coy.
Yeah, because I see when I first saw the dark matter when you're talking about it, it looks like just swallows light essentially. Just,
Oh,
it's very dense and it's like yeah, like a heavy like gravitational pull. It kind of feels like a magnet.
mm-mm.
Like in my head, it feels like I'm around like a really big magnet.
Wow. So dark energy, I was Nassim Harriman, the great physicist. I love him because he's so like Hawaiian. Hey, dude. He talked about how 1 square cubic centimeter of dark energy, I think it is, or space maybe, has infinite energy. It can power the entire world. So maybe we'll get to that as well. But
Yeah. So essentially,
hi,
think
Erik. I love you
of
today.
he says hello. He's like hanging on this like a child, like, oh, we're on the road. Thanks, Erik. Yeah, took you guys on the road today. Um, but so he's explaining the dark matter, and he's okay. Go ahead. So Erik says, think about taking all of the energy of the Earth and packing it into one little square. That's what it is. It's like just energy
Really dense.
really compressed, so it's so dense and tight and packed in that light, yeah, just doesn't, it just
Wow. So
like
light can't
goes,
even
it
escape
can't.
it. It pulls light in.
Yeah, because it's so dense, the gravitational pull of it, it doesn't matter like the actual size, right? Because it's so dense. And I'm seeing like underground, like charcoal, and then it becoming like a diamond, just like really
Oh
condensed,
yeah. Good
tight,
analogy.
compact, over and over and over again. And it just, yeah, yeah. So like a diamond, right? That's the opposite of dark, right? It'd be clear or opaque. So it's the same principle, big, little, above, below, all that fun stuff. So yes, that would be a good analogy.
Well, what would you say about dark energy? Not dark matter. We already talked about that, but dark energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
Okay, so
look that up, by the way, to get a wiki definition
so
about it.
dark energy is a denser energy that controls matter. Um, it basically can push matter to its will. So that's the difference between, I guess, light and dark energy. Again, it is dense. So he's showing me like a healthy flow is like light in and like dark flushing out, right? And then it goes back to the earth or whatever the being planet is at that time, right? To feed back. So, and like that dark energy, it's not good, it's not bad, right? Because those don't exist. It just is the stuff that is not for us or for our path that could cause unintended consequences that, we don't need. So what does it go? It goes back to the earth to get recycled because we're an efficient planet and the energy has to go back. And it's a way of like, kind of like filtering the energy so that it comes back out, you know, very cool. So then he's saying like, then it kind of goes back into the earth and then the crystals, right, help push it up, out, and then it becomes like the free floating energy that you utilize, Lisa, for like your scalar energy or Tesla's theory with like basically being able to put just like drop a light bulb in your yard with a Tesla coil and you would have electricity because of the free floating particles in the air. So he's saying that's what dark energy or like dense stuff that we don't need where it's supposed to go and then how it comes back out.
Wow. So in simple terms, I looked up what is dark energy in simple terms. It's the name we give to the mysterious influence driving the accelerated expansion of the universe.
Yes, it's energy where there is no light.
Wow.
It's like, okay, so I'm hearing like waste system, like waste filtration, like that's right. Okay. Everything has to be processed because everything can be reused. So it's still energy. It's just dense energy.
Okay. That's fine. But it is usable. Maybe we don't know how to use it right now, right? But probably ETs, no.
So it's usable because you're supposed to put it in here. He's like, it's only usable because we're recycling it. It's supposed to go back to the earth, and then it comes back up for like the free floating energy and particles, right, that are all around us.
But it's all in the universe. Dark energy is not just confined to the earth, right?
Right. Yeah. So he's using it as like an earthly example. So he's saying, so think about all these spots where there's like dark matter, right? So that's a filtration system, just like our bodies have filtration systems.
Oh, I see.
Right? Because if it's energy that's not incarnating into a material object, that's consciously pushing energy out, or like a plant that dies and like goes back to the earth, you know what I mean? It has a cycle because it's attached to whatever planetary body that being is. Well, if energy isn't attached to a planetary being or material, then it's free floating. It still needs to be processed.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, let's get to the questions from the community. My brilliant community. They're so much smarter than I am. You guys are so much smarter than me.
Such good questions.
Yeah, they always. Is it true black holes are portals to other dimensions, parallel universes, or even the past and or the future?
So he's gone, so yes and no. So there are like travel, yes, some you can utilize for travel because there's like travel ones that are like basically quick, like an express route kind of jump thing, and then there are some that are kind of like a filtration system or just like new pathways maybe started out and didn't finish yet, or so some of them don't really go anywhere. So, it's not like, oh, just jump in a black hole, you're good, because some, don't finish the whole sequence, I guess.
Wow. I read somewhere that death is like passing the singularity from I can't remember actually. Never mind. I'm just sounding stupid. Okay, if so, on this question that we just answered, can we expect the scientific community to eventually pick up on it and investigate it for themselves? The fact that black portals could be portals to other dimensions, parallel universes, or even past or future, or not?
Yeah, and he makes me feel like they've been aware of it, they've been studying it, and I think, yeah, like yeah, they'll throw they'll throw something in there and see what comes out the other side. Like he's showing me like a French fry container.
I say teenagers. Just throw them in there. Throw them in there. See what happens.
Because yeah, throw them in, mix them all up.
Let's see what happens when we get on the other side. Is there a singularity at the center of a black hole where all matter is condensed to infinite density, which is an impossibility with the known laws of physics today?
Okay, so Eric's saying it basically keeps cascading on itself. So it's an infinite loop, which makes it, yes. But yes, it goes against the principles because he's like saying again, it's still like a cascade. So
okay. All right. So,
yeah.
Okay. Technological singularity. Okay. Is a hypothetical future point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable. No, that's not it. What is a singularity? Singularities are regions of space where the density of matter or the curvature of space-time become infinite. Okay, my mind is blown up. I've got a headache after all this. Okay.
Okay, so I just saw it like spiraling, right? Like kind of like cyclone when you were talking about it.
Yeah. Wow. That's what it showed in the image.
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect.
What happens when you astral travel through a black hole? I wouldn't advise it. Well, your consciousness is going through the black hole, not your physical body. So what happens?
So Eric's showing like if you would send, so like he's like taking part of me with him, and we're looking at it from like an outwardly perspective, and he's basically saying like you wouldn't ever go in it. Like some of them, you're just not going to do that. Like you just don't do that because you don't want parts of you going somewhere else. He said because that can cause problems, right? Because then literally some bits, like your soul bits, would not be in your body, and it could cause like
all of a sudden you're on Betty's Thanksgiving table. That's not good. Your arm.
Yeah. So like some of your bits are like perceiving another timeline or reality, and then he's like then like there's some mental illness features that are going to if too much, so like you just wouldn't do it.
Okay. Yeah. How are black holes and dark matter connected in our universe, literally and spiritually?
Okay, so it looks like because of how like dense it is in the gravitational pull, it takes a very small, tiny amount of dark energy to power a black hole. So remember, it's not good or bad. It's just an infinite cascading loop of energy source that pulls everything in, which is like a black hole sucks everything in and then pushes it out somewhere else. So it creates it's like a battery and like a grounding stone or something, like just a directional pull into. Okay, so once energy signature or even like a material object would enter it, it has to come in with a certain amount of force so that it can then be, it's like a second push, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that you can go where you intend to go or what you intend to do or what that matter intends to pop apart, come back together. I don't know.
Well, what is the purpose? What's the purpose of a black hole? Spiritually,
transportation. Transportation. Yeah, he's showing me like the human body. So like if you were a preventative cell in your body and you were like going around checking everything, you would like you'd have a shorter path. You'd have the shortest pathways to get all over the body because there's less of you.
Oh,
So black holes are like short pathways direct for like different spots, and relativity plays a really important role in it, because you're relative to the black hole. You're not relative to where you want necessarily want to
oh,
be.
that makes sense. So what's the purpose of dark matter?
Infinite energy source, a gravitational pull.
Okay.
Um, okay, he's showing me like just like in
And dark
general,
energy also. Dark energy and
yeah,
dark
like
matter.
law of attraction, right? It's so it's
Oh,
all gonna keep, right?
like vibration attracts like when
Yeah,
Erik was talking about law of attraction, he was talking about the what do you call it? The dust bunnies under your bed. The dust just
yeah,
comes and attracts to each other, and all of a sudden you have a little bunny. You don't have to even feed it. Wow. So is that it? Kind of.
yes, yeah, exactly that, right? So, okay, so he's showing me, so like if I am pushing energy that's not helpful for an individual or the land, right? And it's not really from this earth, then I just push it through a gate and send it where it came from. But I direct it through, basically, that's where dark energy goes. So I'm
Oh,
going to push you over there. And it figures it out because of the law of attraction, like a magnet. So it's
yeah.
like, oh, there it is, you, and then it finds its course
Mhm.
essentially, and gets pulled. And he's saying, and it's the filtration system, so it's pulling everything in to be expansive because you need energy to expand. There
Yeah.
has to be a center, right? There
Right.
has to be a denseness, or else you couldn't hold it all together either. There's the gravitational pull.
It's like sorting your black, your dark, your colors and your whites when you wash. I think. All right. What would happen if you decided to remote view a black hole?
Well, I'm doing. I'm looking at one.
Ooh.
Yeah, just don't jump in, I guess.
I mean, when you remote view, is your consciousness actually
Well,
there?
that's what I'm saying. Bits of you, right, are looking at it.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh no.
don't.
Okay, no.
Well, Eric's like, there's a fail safe. Even if you try to force yourself in, it's not
Oh
gonna.
really?
Yeah, like you can't force your bits, your soul bits.
Oh good. Okay, thank God. Why
Yeah, and
are
he's like, showing me.
what are the benefits, if any, with both black holes, dark matter, and I guess for that matter, dark energy? What are the benefits? Did we already cover that?
Well, kind of like he's just like, okay, so we're gonna reiterate. It's it's like it's dark attracts dark, law of attraction. It's all pulling in, creates a gravitational pull. The larger the densest part of the universe is, the further we can expand. So it's necessity.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any intelligent thing that controls black holes? I love my people. They're so smart.
So yes, um, I see like almost like portal operators. There's some that are like, safe travel zones, I guess, in other like galaxies. Um, they have like black holes essentially that, okay, so it's like a really old black hole where like not, oh, it's just like a very, very small extinguished spec, and so it's easier to manipulate
Oh,
and set intention. So it like, you know, it's like a safe. Boop, there you go.
all right. So, is there like an alien or an alien group that controls black holes?
Yeah, it looks like an alien.
Oh, really? How many? Or But,
Well, I only see one operator there at the time, right now.
for that particular black hole, how many black holes are there in our universe?
Okay. I mean, billions upon trillions. Like, it's
And one
extensive.
alien being takes care of that, or is there many?
No, per,
Oh, per black hole. Okay, got it.
yeah, that is even usable,
Oh yeah,
right? Because
got it.
some are like too premature. Some are just like this random one that's like swirling by. It's probably going to be like going into the next universe here soon. Um, yeah. So he's saying, so within the the darker matter, then there's other layers, just like
Yeah.
the less dense, right? So he's
Ah,
like dark fuchsia attacks dark fuchsia versus, you know, a different color.
well,
So
that makes sense.
that one might be pulling, faster through one. So you'd be able to see, like, now I'm seeing like a lava lamp, like,
Oh,
different things at different speeds with like kind of like bubbles and gas then pushing out.
ooh. Will Earth ever be sucked into a black hole someday?
Not until it's like, just like bits of just like matter that are being recycled through the universe or repurposed.
So not for a long time.
Yeah, like
After
there,
the Earth ascends to the new Earth, probably, because Earth is a
yeah. So
live thing;
like
it
there's,
ascends just like
yeah,
we are.
no, nothing's living on it
Oh, okay,
anymore. You know, it's
okay.
like falling apart.
Um, can some people see dark matter?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, what does it look like?
It kind of looks like just if you take a paintbrush with like Indian ink and just like paint over whatever you're looking at.
Oh, okay. Will humans ever fully figure out how black holes work, what they are, where they lead to, etc.? And if the answer is no, well, let's just say, will they ever be able to? Maybe they're not supposed to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So I think like, um, okay. So Eric's explaining once Earth kind of matures a bit more and becomes part of like the intergalactic thing, right? That now you're traveling stuff. You need to understand black holes. It's gonna be like it'll be in your kids' curriculum.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Is it true
So
that
it's like
every
black
single,
hole travel.
no. Is it black hole tourism? Is it true that in every single atom, there's a miniature black hole? I've read that. Or that there are little, at least vortices.
So he's like, right? If it's really big, it's really little. Same principle. What's holding it together? That little speck in the middle, because that's creating the gravitational pull. That is the regeneration. You know what I mean? It's what keeps it its own separate
Keeps
thing.
it, yeah, it keeps it in its shape, basically.
Yeah, right.
Instead
Yes,
of
it's form.
electron
Right,
here,
because
neutron there, proton there.
yeah, like if the core of the Earth just like disappeared and like just dematerialized and there was no gravitational pull, like everything would just like lift off the Earth, right?
Oh,
So
God.
same thing with like, think of like a little cell. If there wasn't something in the middle that created the gravitational pull to keep all of the tiny little, chemicals and whatever, all the,
Yeah.
yeah, like the mitochondria and the nucleus, it keeps it all where it's
Okay.
supposed to be. It tells it all where it's supposed to be.
So, hey, do we need black holes for gravity?
Yeah.
Wow. What is gravity then in terms of black holes? Because without gravity,
So
there would be chaos everywhere. Planets could not
absolutely.
exist the ways they take would not exist. The ways they take would not exist. Humans could not exist. So,
So think of them as like anchors, he's saying. Now, not necessarily, he's saying, yes, anchored like to a planet, right? Like we're anchored to the planet. That's our gravitational pull. But it's almost like now I see on a multiverse level two anchors swinging at each other and intertwining and like,
Mhm.
and that is like an anchoring system for gravitational pull to go, okay, this is as far as we go right now because I
Oh,
only have this much dark matter to propel you that far and expand.
mm. Wow. Okay, are there any beings that actually can travel through or use black holes in any beneficial way?
Oh yes, and
Talk about that.
everyone will. Yes, yes, it's already been done. It's being done. I mean, humans. There are humans that are operating certain machines that essentially, dematerialize things, and so
Wow.
there are specific human beings, yes, that understand that are on Earth at this moment in time,
Hmm.
that understand black holes.
Are
Yes.
they alien hybrids?
Yeah, no. Both, both would be, yeah, both.
What about other like aliens? What do they can they use
Mhm,
black holes as transport or use them in any
yeah,
other way? If so, what kind of way?
yeah. So exactly. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. So Eric's showing me not just like, don't think of it just as like people transportation, but think about resources. Like you send things on barges and trains, right? Well,
Like a
how do I
dumbwaiter.
get, yeah, how do I get this specific energy signature over to that multiverse that clearly needs it the most right now?
Yeah.
That's how.
Wow. Who creates black holes or black matter?
It creates itself essentially. Again,
Hmm.
remember, it's that energy magnet
Yeah.
attracting energy, and I'm seeing it now through the lava again, some faster, some slower.
Wow.
So
Well, is a black hole a tear in space?
is a what in space?
Black hole is it a tear in space?
Oh, it's hair. Well, I mean, you can, if we're looking at like the word tear, right? You can only tear something that's like 2D,
Oh yeah.
right? So
So it sounds hole sounds like something must have created a hole by tearing the fabric on both sides or all sides apart.
I see it more as like, like the Indian finger trap, but you like
Oh
spit,
yeah,
spit
right,
it
right.
and like blow out the ends like a trumpet on both ends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, that is what I kind of see in my head, and then I see like the energy kind of pulling in, like how it flows, like almost like a pear on both sides.
Oh.
That makes
Is
sense.
dark matter an emotionally based entity influenced by negative thoughts or feelings? Because they're thinking dark, probably so. But is it an emotional entity? Based entity, dark matter?
Okay, so that would depend, he's saying, on relativity and what attracted it. So if
Okay.
it's a denser energy here, then it most likely would be emotion based,
Oh yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so again, he's saying, relativity. Is black hole dark matter all emotions? No,
Okay.
because some of the energy in the universe that attracted there not wasn't necessarily ever incarnated as a material thing.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Has there been any human being has gone through a black hole at all? Ever? I'm saying no.
So it looks, yes,
Hmm.
yes.
So what happened to him?
So a human being body has gone through them.
Who? I mean, what? Why? How?
So it looks like somebody, oh god, maybe in like on this like International Space Station,
Oh,
and
okay.
kind of trailed off,
Mm.
and it got, oh god, okay, so it got picked up by the gravitational pull of a black hole, and it looks like the United States were like there's a tracker on
Oh,
their
okay.
gear,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
So they were aware that that most likely was what was going to happen to the individual's body, and they did collect data on the event.
Okay. Did the person die?
The person was already dead. It was just a body.
Oh, male or female?
Male.
Wow. Where does a black hole lead to? Like if somebody was going in where the Hawaii?
He's saying it depends on the black hole, and what other universe or galaxy that black hole connects to.
Okay. So different things.
Yeah, he's saying so. Okay, so I'm seeing like a subway map now, right? So like the orange line takes you,
Oh,
north
yeah.
and
Right.
south,
Right.
right? So it's the shorter ones, is like galaxy transport, where like the longer looking,
Into
like
different
more
universes.
right, that'll take you to this, a different universe. Um, and then he's showing me like in the body, almost like a lymphatic system, like
But
some of it's like more stretched out or shorter.
okay, so the physical body probably would not do well transversing these things. But what about spirit? If like Erik, could you go through a black hole and be okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Does a black hole have consciousness? I mean, maybe not like ours, but in some.
yeah. So, um, it knows that it's there. It's a gravitational pull, and it's choosing to be there, and it can basically push itself out and disperse if it wanted to. Um,
Okay.
it's very unlikely. And okay, so when like it starts to like not really want to keep itself together, I guess it kind of like frays. It almost
Oh.
looks like it's fraying at the
So it
end.
makes that a decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so he's relating it back to the body again. He's like, think about if you had a cold and your lymph node was swollen and that one got like damaged a little or like something, and like then like another route formed or became more of a main route, or like a vein, right?
Oh,
Or you blew
yeah.
out a vein, and like so a new one kind of
Like
goes
collateral
around.
circulation. Right.
Yeah, so like it's just you know it's been processing and transmuting a lot of energy for a very eon.
He's
So it starts
tired.
to unravel. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Can we destroy a black hole like with a nuke or something? And
no.
no, cannot be destroyed. What dangers does the black hole possess? I think we already answer that, Lauren?
Yeah, so you like dematerialize, right? So it's going to
Yeah, okay, that's
completely
doesn't sound
spread you out onto like a cellular level. So if you're not consciously like aware of that, right, you don't know to like pull yourself back together.
yeah. All right, I don't have that many more, and some of them are probably, but are there evil beings and do they come through? Yeah, can evil things like negative entities come to
Mhm.
us, our reality, through black holes? Like they can through portals?
We so the only way they can get here is if we pull them here. So again,
Yeah,
remember like that healthy energy flow going back to the earth or back.
yeah,
So if we go, oh, let's pull it the other way. Don't do that, right? That's the icky stuff. And then now we're pulling things here that don't belong here, so
yeah,
that we can, uh, try to utilize them for our will. And I think everyone was just very displeased when they figured out that no, sir and madam, they have their own will.
I know. So if you fall into one of these black holes, do you just keep falling, or does it have like a bottom? Someone wants to know.
You would just deem it like you would,
Boosh. Be
yeah.
a pink mist.
Okay, so I don't know if you've seen the movie Lucy. You know when she like starts dematerializing in the bathroom and she's like trying to shut the door and her fingers or like all in little
I
particles and
haven't seen
swirling
it.
back?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically like that. Like think about like slowly pixelating
Oh
down into like
yeah,
little
depixelating. Yeah,
things
okay. Ooh.
and then snapping back together. So everything has to go back the right place. So it's you have to know what you're doing. Human bodies,
Right.
we're not there yet.
All right, we already answered this, but I'm going to read it. Can souls like you, Eric, go into black holes without being affected? If not, what happens when a soul enters the black hole? So we've talked about that. Is dark matter a necessary evil? I don't know, is it evil? Whatever.
So, right,
Necessary, we'll just
there's
say.
no, if we take away good and evil, it's, it's a necessity for the universe to continuously expand,
Yeah,
right? Because it's the centermost point that creates the gravitational pull so that the universe can continue to expand and still be held together as one.
right. People think dark means evil, but it's not
Right. If
the case.
everything
It's
has
very
purpose,
racist, universe racism. So is dark matter and necessary? It's necessary. So we know that our black
it's necessary for our existence.
yeah
Is evil, horrifying things, traumatic things necessary for human enlightenment? I mean, I guess because that's where we pushed
polarity.
it, right? That's what we as human beings are explaining to me is like, that's what we did, you know? So
Yeah,
here we are. We don't want it to be, you know, traumatizing. Like, so let's, change your perspective when you're in a traumatic event. Like, what is the learning there? What,
right.
trying to really say, okay, because this is not for me anymore. And I was gun ho about this. And this is the only way it would have happened if I would have never left this job or left this relationship if this
Yeah,
horrifying thing didn't happen.
yeah,
He's saying, so,
it's true.
there has to be trigger points.
There has to be
And when
contrast.
you need that kind of force, you need a gravitational pull. So it gets marked as evil, bad, no, no. The evil, bad, no, no that people are talking about is what people basically brought here to try and control and like do icky stuff
Yeah,
with. And you know,
yeah. Are black holes ever created by collisions of any sort?
created by what?
Collisions?
So that same thought process, right? The law of attraction, yeah. I mean, it's going to be, yeah, it's
Yeah,
all collision, right? Because it's poof, poof, poof.
yeah.
That's what it is. So yeah, I mean, if like a little piece of dark matter started to, form, and here's like an old planet, yeah, that's gonna,
That's gonna leave a
pop
mark.
something.
Tommy Boy reference.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it looks like boom, and then it like spirals, and then yeah,
Okay. Do aliens, I think we answered this, use black holes as getting to go from one dimension to another? Right? Yeah, they
yeah.
do.
So it's dimensional travel, it's multi-universal travel.
Multiverse, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's saying that's why you got to be careful with black hole travel. You can't, and he's referring to one of the first questions. You know, can you travel through all black holes? Like, no, because like, where are you going? Like,
Yeah,
some are for different things, and he's like, relativity again. Remember, it's relative to the black hole. Where does that lead you at what moment in time and space as well? And he's showing me now the dimensional timeline. What did you go in as? Because that dimensional level is where you're going to come out.
mm,
So if you resonate at a 5 here, but once you go through to the multiverse, now that whole universe, those are more dimensions that human beings have ever seen. So you're going, like, when you go in, you're going to be at a different dimension in that universe.
right. So, you know, we can go from dimension to dimension, universe to universe, blah, blah, blah. Can you also use it for time travel? Like one time to
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
next?
That's like the timeline. Yes,
Oh, okay, got
absolutely.
it. Can humans or extraterrestrials control black holes? I think we already talked about that. I don't know. Humans can't, right?
Humans
Not yet.
can, I mean, yes. The answer would be yes, because humans do have knowledge of it and have manipulated it. So,
Oh, yeah. I think you
yeah.
remember to say that.
Yeah.
Are there any significant discoveries made in the scientific community that are kept from the public about black holes, dark matter, dark energy?
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Because we just found out that, they watched a body go through one.
Oh, yeah. So, what is
So,
probably the most
and yes, they're
significant
being used. So basically,
discovery?
yes, humans have jump time. Absolutely. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
All right. So, that's probably the most significant discovery in the black hole, dark matter, dark energy thing.
Yeah. And of course, a lot, basically they're trying to create like the smallest minute speck of it basically as like a continual endless resource.
Yeah. Could we do with this technology? Can we learn how to have infinite 0 point energy? No
Well, he's
fossil
like,
fuels?
humans, you can't control anything. When are you going to learn? Like, right? So we're just like trying so hard to control this dark matter that what do we learn? The dark matter is there because it chose to be there. It
Not
chose to
control it,
attract.
but can we take
He's
advantage
saying
of
even
it?
to harness it, we can't
Can't?
harness that.
Okay. Well, that sucks. All right. Anything else you want to say, Eric, before we close? Remember, Laura Martini's information is down below and it's probably already been on the screen.
He
And
was just saying, don't try to harness dark matter. You're just going to get sucked in and your bits will get all scattered.
done, bits scattered. All right. Y'all
Scattered all over.
hit the thumbs up because it helps our algorithms. I don't know how, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Let's do this.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right. See ya.
Stay cozy in your car. Bye. Bye, everyone. Love you. Notification bell. Subscribe.